everyone, it's Alex, and I'm doing my Game of Thrones videos a little differently this season. Last season, I did full reviews in my YouTube videos, but I felt like they got a little long-winded because obviously I'm a talker. So I decided this year I'm going to do my full reviews on my blog. Then I'm just going to do shorter videos, like basically recapping what I thought were like the highlights of the episode on YouTube. So that's what this is going to be. And right now I'm doing it with my computer again because one of the cats broke my tripod a few months ago and I haven't replaced it yet. I loved getting to see the Maggie the Frog prophecy, although as I mentioned in my blog, I was a little upset that they didn't include all of it. Like, the whole thing with Melara dying later that night didn't happen, and I could have missed it, but I didn't hear anything about the Valonqar. Valonqar, that's how you say it, right? Valonqar. I could have just not caught it, I guess. But it was really cool, and I liked seeing it, and I thought that it was a great way to start the episode. Here's my kitten Egg is coming to say hello to you, I guess. I also really enjoyed the back and forth between Tyrion and Ferris. Like, they're both, like, naturally sarcastic anyway, and being very sarcastic myself, I always appreciate that. You know, they were straight with each other, you know, they weren't gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna sugarcoat this for you. They're like, hey, you know, shut up, you're irritating, you know, do this, do that. And I thought that was fun. It was kind of like Arya and the Hound from last season. You know, how they would just, like, go around together and, like, snipe at each other, but still kind of, like, enjoy being together. That's what it reminded me of. And so I'm wondering if they're, like, setting up Tyrion and Varys to be the new Arya and the Hound, you know, since Arya left the Hound for dead and set sail to Braavos. But that'll be interesting to see how that relationship plays out, especially since it doesn't go that way in the book. The coolest thing that happened in Marine was when they pulled the harpy down off the top of the pyramid. Like, it was an awesome shot. It was cool to see. Dany is kind of boring to me lately, if that makes sense. I mean, I know that, you know, there's not necessarily a whole lot going on, but the parts in Marine last night were probably my least favorite part. In the Vale, I really loved Brienne's little meltdown. Like, I mean, like, she wasn't, like, you know, having, like, a traditional female meltdown, but you could tell that she was, like, losing it. Like, ever since, like, Arya didn't want her help, she's just, like, completely lost her purpose. She feels worthless. She doesn't understand why she's doing this anymore. She doesn't want to do it anymore. And, you know, despite Pod's best efforts, she's just like, I'm over it. And I thought that that was an interesting facet for her character. And, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, Brienne's awesome. And, you know, it was kind of sad to see her, you know, having lost her mojo, I guess. But I think it'll be really interesting to see, you know, how and if she gets it back. And I think that Pod's going to be a big help for that. Like, I've been really enjoying Pod. I think that Pod on the show is a lot more interesting than Pod in the books. And, you know, since Gendry has rode away, I think he's kind of, like, taken the place of Gendry for me a little bit. I mean, not to, like, the full extent. I love Gendry. I love Gendry, and it's kind of weird. But, like, Pod has kind of, like, you know, come in to help fill that void for me a little bit, I think. Finally, at Castle Black, I think the best moment for me was when Jon shot Mance with the arrow. Like, it came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it, you know, but it's just like, Jon has so much compassion for others. And, you know, he knew that Mance would be embarrassed to die the way he was going to die, and he didn't want him to have to deal with that. He didn't want people to remember him, you know, screaming and burning, and he didn't want to have to witness someone who he had come to be friends with, you know, have to die in such a horrible way, you know, and so he put him out of his misery before it would have to go any farther. And I thought that that really spoke to Jon's character, especially because, you know, it kind of, like, went against what Stannis wanted, you know, and you can tell that Jon doesn't particularly care what Stannis wants. You know, Jon is interested in doing what's right, not necessarily, you know, just what he's told to do. And I think that admirable. So those were my top 5 moments from the season 5 premiere of Game of Thrones, The Wars to Come. I will have another video next week, probably similar to this one, maybe a little shorter. We'll see. I think I might stick with the top 5s, but it might change over time. I can't predict it. But thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.